Good morning, folks. Zach Weiss with you on Across the Cavs, Network 216. We're recapping last night's incredible victory over Minnesota, number one seed in the West. Lucky enough to be in attendance. We're live from the land after this. Let's go. All right. Where to begin? Lucky enough to be at this game. Crowd was unbelievable. Isaac Okoro, the Clamp King, told Anthony Edwards, "You can't do nothing in here." There were no lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! But there was a Cavalier. And there were a bunch of wolves. And the Wolves looked at the Cavaliers and said, "We can beat you. You don't have your lead knight, Donovan. Sir Evan Mobley is not available. Monsieur Max Strus is not walking through that door. Tristan Thompson is back at home." Wait, what's that? We're going to take it overtime? We're going to win that game too? Oh. So sorry there, Timberwolf. Certainly, for all 53 minutes of this game, it was a loud environment. This is on ESPN. It's the second time in 4 days the Cavs had a game on national TV. The fans have been screaming for that for a long time. We've been waiting for the opportunity to see the fellas on national television. Talking with Carter Rodriguez, Justin Rowan of the Chase Down just a few Sundays ago. We're highlighting the emphasis and the importance that had to be put on these games. The whole league was going to be watching. Jarrett Allen is best remembered around the league outside of Cleveland right now for saying the lights were too bright with regard to his performance against the Minnesota Timberwolves last year. Well, Rudy Gobert, as we take a look at what Jarrett Allen did last night, 33 points, 18 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, plus 21, got to the free throw line 21 times. The 33 points are a career high, I might add. Rudy Gobert, what say you? 7 points, 17 rebounds, 6 personal fouls, 1 tech that allowed the Cavs to tie the game, and 2 airballed shots at the rim. I'd say Jarrett Allen took you to school and gave you an F on your tests. It was all about the fro. Not going to fully knock Rudy Gobert like that. He's a 3-time depoy. He made his impact felt in the early stages of the game, but clearly it had less and less effect as the game went on. The flagrant foul against Jarrett Allen, which led to more Cavs free throws that they really needed. It was a night where Cleveland certainly got to the line, an issue that plagues them not getting there enough. Minnesota 18 of 22 at the foul line. The Cavs 26 of 36. Certainly left a few points too many at the stripe, but made them when they needed to make them in order to come out on top in this contest. But, I mean, it has to start with Isaac Okoro. Only took 5 shots, but 3 of 5. He had 9 points, 6 rebounds, a steal, 2 blocks. His defense is just so underrated. It does not matter who he's sharing the court with. Evan's out, Donovan's out, Max was out. And yet, they won this game, man. Isaac Okoro's defense continues to be one of the themes of the season. Everyone had their opinions on him coming in, but he's improved the shot to the point that he's playable in any situation. He'll let it fly, and he'll move it very well. His aggression going toward the rim makes him a really impressive finisher. And ice in the Eiffel Tower, the ice man, Isaac Okoro, half man, half ice. Actually, then he'd be half melted by now. It does so many things that as a fan makes you say, wow, that as an analyst has you digging 20 pages into your dictionary for the game to find out how to describe what you're seeing. And as an opposing player, has you cursing in every language you can think of so as to avoid getting a technical foul from the nearby official. Okoro's play has just been really transcendent on that end. And it's no surprise that his coach, J.B. Bickerstaff, called him just the other night, last night, in the post-game presser, best perimeter defender in the NBA. He puts him on the best players, and he frustrates all of them. See, Anthony Edwards score 0 points in the fourth quarter in overtime is very telling of what the Okoro effect is on the basketball court. The fact that this game was at home made it twice as sweet. Being there, experiencing this game, it's a marvel that anyone that went to the game not bald didn't leave the game bald. Because that is how intense this thing was. Tied game with 27 seconds. Darius gets blocked by Naz Reid to force a shot clock violation. Timberwolves get the ball on the other side. And Edwards couldn't hit the shot. Don't even think he hit rim on it. There was an ominous feeling that he might make that last second, fourth quarter shot. But as soon as it went to overtime, where the Cavs are now 12-1 in their last 13 in that situation, you knew they'd have a really good opportunity. But not only Okoro, got to give Darius Garland his flowers. He was showing shades of Donovan last night, looking even at times like Kyrie Irving with his handles and getting to the basket, stepping back and knocking him down. He was on his game. Jarrett Allen had a career high in points going against the Depoy 3 times. He was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Jarrett Allen is a 3-time Best Afro of the Year, so you know who's going to win that matchup every time. He frustrated Rudy. The Big Baguette was toasted, which is usually a good thing if you're out to dinner, but if you're a Timberwolves fan and the Big Baguette was toasted, well, that's not a good thing. Rudy Gobert had his 17 rebounds, he had his 2 blocks, and he had his positive net rating. But he fouled out. A couple of silly fouls from him, really, going over the back, throwing some elbows. His flagrant and technical gave the Cavs 3 points they would not have had and ended up taking a win away from Minnesota and handing it to Cleveland. They earned this one. There's no question that they earned this win with hard work and just staying with it. Now, Monte Morris was out for Minnesota. It's hard to say what kind of difference he would have made. We know what Karl-Anthony Towns does for the Wolves and the impact he has. But the Cavs are without Donovan and Mobley, obviously Max. So you want to take a player out of the lineup and say, oh, no, that changes everything. Well, Minnesota's got, Cat was out. Hey, Minnesota, Defensive Player of the Year runner-up Evan Mobley and 5-time All-Star, 5 years in a row, Donovan Mitchell, All-NBA second team last year, not available? Oh, well, yeah, no. No team that loses to this Cavs team has a valid excuse on what any fan could come up with, that, we were out. Next man up. The Cleveland Browns beat some very good football teams with 38-year-old Joe Flacco. Oh, but we didn't have, our quarterback that we're paying all that money to is out. Oh, right. You just signed a guy off his couch. He was not playing the role of couch potato, but he was playing the role of couch watcher. Joe Flacco had to make sure that couch was safe. Joe Flacco came off that couch and got the Browns several big wins, playing his best football in 10 years. So before anyone says anything about on the Minnesota of excuses or this, taking out Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and winning twice against 2 of the 4 best teams in the NBA. That is the phrase, let them know, unsheathed. That's it. Dean Wade had certainly a rough day. We're not going to talk much about him. He's done so much good in recent weeks. He can get a pass on this game because it didn't cost them a win. Niang was a plus 26. Karras had 3 steals and 8 assists. While Sam Merrill only shot 2 for 9 in 19 minutes. His defense, I thought, was very good. We're going to ignore Damian Jones from this one. Really just was not his day. We only got 3 minutes of Craig Porter in the first half. Start the second quarter. Not his day. It is what it is. In these situations, JB wanted to trust his bigger guys to step up and make his plays. And we think about how this ended up going. And that's okay because they got the win. These conversations happen after losses. The good news is Tristan Thompson will be back soon. Evan Mobley, we're going to find out. Donovan was only ruled out for the 3 games this week. Nothing was said about Sunday. You assume he remains out, but hopefully not. All right, so now we're going to see what comes next. We look at the Cavs schedule. That's ahead. We got the Nets tomorrow. We got the Suns Monday, then the Pelicans, the Rockets, and the Pacers, Heat. Certainly some difficult contests, but some of these games will certainly tell a lot about the team and what they're capable of doing. The Rockets matchup should be a blast. If they play the Suns, they're likely not going to face Devin Booker, so key in on KD. There'll probably be a Dean Wade assignment and then an Isaac Okoro assignment. The Pelicans, old pal Larry Nance Jr., Indiana, and the Cavs always have some crazy stuff cooking up when they meet Houston. As mentioned, it'll be a great game. Miami should be fantastic. Interesting to note, the Cavs only have one 7:30 game over their next 6. They have an 8 o'clock start, 3 7 o'clock starts, and then that weekend, 5 o'clock start. But on the Minnesota side, we'd be remiss to not give credit to Naz Reid. With Cat out, Naz Reid was the best player on this court at times. He had 34 points on just 18 shots, 7-11 from 3, 34 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal, just 1 turnover with the ball in his hands often. He really deserves his flowers. TJ Warren, it's nice to see him back in the NBA, truthfully. He hadn't been in the league this year. He had 6 points in 11 minutes, a couple of buckets in the first half, really did not touch the ball in the second half. And Minnesota's bench besides him didn't really show up. Well, they went 9 deep. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was 2 of 8. Defense is always good, but his offense wasn't there. McLaughlin only got 10 minutes without Monte Morris. And Kyle Anderson would normally come off the bench. He was pretty quiet in a -15. Anthony Edwards, by the way, looking at his final numbers, he was 7 for 27 with 5 turnovers and a -20. That was the worst on the team. Of course, dealing with the ankle injury. But man, in Minnesota, outside of Naz Reid, shot 1 for 19 from downtown. They turned the ball over in total 12 times, as did the Cavs. Turnovers were not a big factor. Cavs had 7 steals and 8 blocks. They certainly got after it on that side of the floor. And we think about the game and the big picture. Why Minnesota lose? Because Naz Reid got no help. McDaniels, 5 of 11. Rudy, 3 of 7. Conley, 4 of 11. Anderson, 5 for 9. Quiet game. No one else was there with Naz Reid playing at a high level. No disrespect on Naz Reid, but you have Rudy, you have Edwards. Someone else with Cats out has to step up. There's no question that you could have gotten a better performance from your team in this game. And Minnesota didn't have that. Darius had Jarrett Allen, the 2 of them combined for 67. Niang had some moments in this one. Karras had some moments in this one. Isaac's defense led to many things happening for the Cavs on the offensive end. When push came to shove, the Cleveland Cavaliers were just simply better than the Minnesota Timberwolves on this night. And thank you, Los Angeles Lakers. You took down the Bucks without your king. And now the Cavs are back in the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. So with that, we say, let them know. We wrap up this pod. We got the Nets tomorrow, the Suns on Monday. This is Across the Cavs on Network 216, giving you a whole lot more real soon. We got a couple guests coming this week. Stay locked in, as Lethal Shooter always says, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Let them know.